recording.
Okay, so we're going to start from seated position. Have your blanket and of course your block, because the block will use it, or you can also modify to elevate the hips to support if you need it. It's just a good thing to have it. And again, when you're sitting, just find your comfortable seated position. The goal here is always, when we're sitting, not fighting with the pose, and we try to keep the spine upright as much as you can. And let's have a moment here to bring the shoulders up to the ears. Find that nice lengthening of the spine, and then soften the shoulders back and down. And have your hands to your knees or thighs, relaxing your elbows, and draw the chin slightly back and then towards the chest. So we'll take here a moment. You can have your eyes closed, or you can have the gaze towards the floor with the eyes partially closed. And centering ourselves through the breath. And taking the moment to notice the body, how the body feels, where we're having some tension of tightness. Being aware of this present moment as we draw the attention towards the breath. So as you're breathing in and out, naturally, just notice how many seconds it takes for you to take a regular, normal inhale, and how many seconds to take an exhale. Just be aware of that. And once you get that number, so if your inhales takes 2 seconds, now allow the inhalations to become double that time. So allowing the inhalations to become longer as maybe 2 seconds. And same thing is with the exhalation. If your exhalations is about 3 seconds or maybe 4 seconds natural pattern, you double that time, you double that length. In other words, you create a new pattern of breathing based on your regular breathing pattern. You double the length, and you do it in a way that you are not compromising your breathing practice. So you inhale longer and deeper. When it's time to exhale, you just go ahead and exhale that new number. And then if your new numbers are maybe 4 seconds for the inhale, or 3 or 5 or 6 for the exhales, you just keep the number in mind as we move through the practice. So slowly inhale, lift the chin up to the sky. Exhale, rotate the head to the right, down to the chest, and left and up. Slowly circle the head. We're just beginning the warming up, so be careful and gentle. And slowly reverse and go to the opposite direction again. Deep inhale, long exhale. And return the head to neutral position. Go back to your breathing pattern. Slowing down the breath and slowing down the mind. That is the goal of yoga here. And take a long exhale, bring the chin to your chest, and then just rock your head from side to side. Head returns back to neutral. The chin is floating parallel to the floor. And with the next inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, arms out to the side, down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Nice long spine. You want to create a space there. Exhale, down towards the floor, shoulders up, back and down. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, arms out and down. Shoulders up, back and down. Again, arms out and up. Arms out and down. This time the shoulders coming up to the ears, forward, down, and back. Again, arms out and up. Exhale, arms out and down. Shoulders back, up, forward, and down. One last round. Arms out and up. Exhale, arms out and down. Shoulders up, forward, down, and back. Hands to your thighs. Take a moment here. Breathing in and out, and lower your left hand down. Right arm goes out to the side, and as you exhale, lower the left ear to your right, left shoulder. Right hand goes down towards the floor. Head back through center, arms out to the side. Release left ear to left shoulder, lower right hand down. Inhale, neutral neck, arm to the side. Right hand down, left ear to left shoulder. Head back through center. Now left arm out to the side. Lower your left hand down, right ear to your right shoulder. Inhale, neutral position, arm to T. Lower slowly your left hand down as you lower right hand and right ear to shoulder. One more. Left arm out, neutral neck. Slowly lower the left hand down as you lower the right ear to your shoulder. Head back through center, hands to the heart, and then round the spine and bring the chin into the chest, stretching between the shoulder blades, breathing in and out. And then slowly neutral spine, hands down and hands behind you to undo the crossing of the legs and some windshield wiper here. And slowly bring both soles of the feet together and the knees out, holding from the top of the feet. And then lower left ear to one side, right ear to the opposite side. Just gentle movement of the neck. And slowly make your way to neutral neck. And then guide the legs up and have the feet again wider than the hips and move again through windshield wiper. Now let's find our way to tabletop position. Slowly protecting your knee if you need to, and have your knees the width of your yoga mat and the big toes touching. Have your wrist under the shoulders, and we're going to sink the hips slightly towards the heels and then slowly rock to tabletop. So moving to the heels and to table. Just keep moving at your own rhythm. Try to be gentle, slowing down the breath and the movement, not rushing through the pose. Give the time to those muscles, tendons, and ligaments to find their way. We're still warming up. Now we're going to walk the hands closer to the knees and then drop the hips to the heels. Relax your elbows, your forehead towards the floor. And if you cannot touch the mat with your forehead, remember to place the block under your forehead. Elbows out to relax the shoulders, to create space in between the shoulder blades and the rib cage. Relax your pelvic floor, your inner thighs, your groins. And then slowly lift the head to the chest and then walk the hands to the right side of the mat. Place left hand on top of your right hand. Forearms, elbows down, and feel the stretch in between the rib cage on the left side of the torso. And moving slowly to the opposite side. And lift the head, chest, come back to table, lifting in the tabletop. Now the knees are under your hips, wrist under the shoulders, and just move the hips right to left, left to right. Just some movement there on the hips, from one side to the other side. And then slowly, just neutral spine, drop the belly, arch the spine, round the spine into the cat, drop the hip halfway down, back to table, keep inhaling, drop the belly, cow, look forward, round the spine, move the hips halfway down, drop the hips halfway down, inhale, table, drop the belly, open the chest, exhale, round the spine, drop the hip halfway down, back to table, keep inhaling, drop, open the chest, round the spine, halfway down. One last. Open the chest, drop the belly, and we're going to move all the way down to child's pose and release forearms, elbows, forehead down. Moving up to tabletop. Now, open and twist to the right with the right arm, and then thread the right arm under your left arm. Right shoulder goes down, right side of the face, and just pause there in a twist. You can keep the elbow down. You can bring the arm behind your lower back if that works for you, guiding the left shoulder back. Just breathe through this into this twist. If your hand is behind your sacrum, everybody bring the hand forward, press slowly and do the twist. Tabletop. Now open and twist to the left with the left arm. Then exhale, thread the left arm under your right arm. Left side of the face, left shoulder goes down. You can wrap the arm behind your back or keep the elbow forearm down towards the floor. Watch your breath. And placing the right hand under the right shoulder, under the twist, tabletop position, tucking the toes under, pressing, lift the hips, downward dog, heels down, chin to your chest, heels up, knees down, tabletop, extend right arm forward, your left leg goes back. Take a nice inhale. Lower right hand down, lower the left knee down, tuck the toes under, press downward dog. Chin in, heels down, external rotation of the shoulders, heels up, knees down, back to table, extend left arm forward, right leg goes back. Take a nice inhale and exhale, left hand down, right knee down, tuck the toes under, press Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Heels up, knees down, tabletop, and right arm goes forward, left leg goes back. Engage the core. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, right hand down, left knee down. Tuck the toes under, pressing to downward dog. Chin in, heels down, heels up, knees down, tabletop. Left arm forward, right leg goes back. Reach through the heels and fingertips. Left hand down, right knee down, downward dog. Lift the hips, heels down, chin to your chest. Heels up, knees down, tabletop, top of the feet flat, round the spine like an angry cat. Drop the hips to the feet and then bring the arms down by your side to relax shoulders, elbows, wrist, and child's pose. Inhale slowly, lift the head, lift the chest, kneeling position, and stepping forward with your left foot. Let's have your right hand down by your left foot and then slide the right knee back. Left heel, left knee over to your left ankle, and then slowly press, lift the chest, and then slowly hips and pelvis moving to the front. Bring the arms out and up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand, and then move the spine slowly to the left. Relax and breathe, and just keep lifting from the chest. That'll have some more opening on the front of your right hip flexor. Don't hold the breath. It's a lateral stretch on the right side of the torso and a stretch in the front of your right hip. Slowly bring the spine back to neutral position. Release the hands down by your hips, shoulders up, back and down, and hold there. Palm facing forward, drawing the shoulder blades into each other, shoulders back and down, and keep opening the front of the chest now. As you move the pelvis and the hips a little bit more to the front. Left knee is over to your left ankle. So it's a 90-degree angle there. And then slowly lower both hands down towards the floor and then tuck the toes under to pick up the right knee off the mat to high lunge. Walk your left foot to the edge of the mat, both wrists under the shoulders, and then sink the right knee down again towards the floor and just hold it there. Keep working on that hip flexor. And then walk your left foot again in line with your left hip and bring the left knee back, moving to the hips, child's pose. And you can feel the difference between the front of your right hip and your left hip. Hands by your knees, engage the core, lift the head, lift the chest, kneeling position. Now stepping forward with the right foot, hands down to slide the left knee back now. So it's time to stretch and work on opening left hip flexor, iliopsoas, and then slowly lift the chest, hands to your right thigh, and then the pelvis and the moves are moving first forward. Shoulders back and down, arms out and up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand, and exhale, move the spine to the right, and the pelvis a little bit more to the front. So working and stretching, two places at the same time. The left side of the torso and the front of your left hip. Keep guiding the shoulders slowly back and down. So the opening on the left front is deeper. And then return the spine back to neutral. Lower the hands down as you walk the right foot to the edge of the mat. Wrist under the shoulders, pressing the pelvis forward, and then lift the chest. Sink the hips and moving forward. And even more of opening and stretch that left hip flexor, the iliopsoas. Walk the right foot in line with the right hip. Bring the right knee back and child's pose. Release and breathe and feel the difference between your left hip and right hip. And moving slowly to kneeling position, shoulders up, back and down. Stepping forward, your left foot again. Hands either side of your left foot. Now straighten your left leg, move the hips back, pick up the ball of the foot. Time to stretch the posterior line of the body, chin in. So when we're stretching the back line of the spine and your left leg. Hold and breathe. Relax your neck and shoulders. Just keep breathing long and steady with the pattern you created at the beginning of the practice. Calming down the nervous system. Slowly flex your left knee and lead with the chest. Tuck the toes under your back foot, knee off the mat. Straighten your left leg and press through the right heel. So even more intense stretch here. Still posterior part of the body, pressing through the right heel. Use your breath. Don't hold the breath. Slow it down. Keep breathing long and steady. And drop the right knee down. Flex your left knee. Left knee comes to meet your right knee. Let's all move to child's pose. Take a moment. And hands by your knees. Lift the head, lift the chest. Time to stretch now the right leg. So stepping forward the right leg. Move the left knee back. And then straighten your right knee. Pick up the ball of the foot and chin into the chest. Asymmetrical stretch. Holding position. Back to your breath. Flex your right knee. Tuck the toes under your back foot. Lift left knee off the mat. Straighten your right leg. And then press through your left heel. Chin in. Hold and breathe. Flex your right knee, bring both hands to the front, slowly walk the hands to the center, both feet are parallel, and then fold forward, crown of the head pointing towards the floor. You just relax the spine, the neck, stretching inner thighs, the groin again, soften your pelvic floor, allow the muscles surrounding the spine to release. And slowly lift the head, lift the chest, walk the hands again towards your right foot, rotate the right foot, the toes to the front, spin off the back heel, high lunge, and then slowly lower your left knee down, right knee comes to meet your left knee, and then all move back to child's pose. Relax neck, shoulders, and breathe. Lift the head, lift the chest, and come into kneeling position. I'm going to be facing my screen. Bring the right knee out. Then open flex the right knee and open the right hip. So use your right hand to guide the right knee slightly out. Just like open and move the hips to your right knee. So just moving there. Just feel that opening in the inner thigh, the groin. Then slowly straighten your right leg and move the spine to the right as you lower the right hand somewhere between your right knee and your right ankle. Move the left shoulder back, and again, more stretching and opening as you move the shoulder back to have a nice stretch on the left side of the torso. Watch your breath. Then slowly lift the spine up and right knee under your right hip. Left leg out. Flex your left knee, move the hips to the left, and use your left hand to open slightly your left knee out. Hold and breathe. Right shoulder instead folding forward, just back, and just move the hips a little bit more to your left knee. Now straighten your left leg. Slide your left hand somewhere between your left knee and ankle, and then drop the right shoulder back. So we're just not leaning forward, whereas it's more like it's stretching the right side of the torso and the inner thigh and the groin. And slowly draw spine back through center, left knee under your left hip, and then fall forward, child's pose. Arms down by your side, relax shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And lift the head, lift the chest, and let's come into squatting position. So you can have the protection, I'm sorry, not something to elevate your heels. If you cannot lower your heels down, you can have your heels using that blanket to lower the heels down in case your heels are not touching the floor. You don't have to. So just have your knees out and maybe your hands, your elbows in the inner part of your knees and holding there as you drop the hips, lifting the chest and just not drawing the chin in. Just keep your neck neutral. And as you're sitting there in the squat, soften the pelvic floor, relax the hips, inner thighs and groins. And then hands down, lift the hips, straighten the legs, rotate the heels so the heels are now parallel. Relax and nod your head yes. And shake your head no. Then walk your feet out a little bit wider than the hips. And then flex your left knee, rotate so the heel is touching the floor and the toes are pointing up towards the sky. Hold in position. See if you can lower the heels down. It's not important. But if you can lower the heel down of your left foot, you can access to a deeper stretch on the right side. Like I said, it's not important if you cannot do that. Don't press yourself too hard. Just hold there. And working in that inner thigh stretch again. Soften your pelvic floor, the groin, and then slowly walk the hands to the center. Lean forward and then lift the hips and then walk your hands to the right side and then rotate so the heel is touching the floor, but your left toes are pointing up to the sky. If you can lower and touch the floor with your right heel, it's all good. If you cannot do that, it's all fine as well there. Just relax, lift the chest, and just stretch the inner thigh of your left leg now. Watch your breath. And then again, use that long exhales. And walk the hands to the center, bend the left knee and straighten both legs. Then rotate the hands to your right foot, spin up the back heel, high lunge again, and then step back to downward dog with the right foot. Crown of the head pointing towards the floor, heels towards the mat, chin in, external rotation of the shoulder. You press with the palms, you create a space in between each vertebrae into downward dog. Nice inhalation. And exhale, lift the heels up, lower the knees down towards the floor, top of the feet flat, and child's pose. Elbows, forearms down, forehead towards the floor, and come to rest again. Hands by your knees, lift the head, lift the chest, kneeling position. And let's again stretch the front of the chest and the anterior part of the body. Palms to the sacrum or the glutes here, pointing the fingertips to the floor, elbows in. We lift the chest, we arch the spine from the upper spine. We move slowly the pelvis, the hips forward. And this is a modified camel pose. Don't drop the head down, it's back. It's kind of like almost impossible to breathe like that. So your gaze has to be somewhere in between the wall and the ceiling, like the gaze there where the wall meets with the ceiling. That should be okay. And then we slowly release the pelvis and the hips to the heels, child's pose. Relax the neck, forehead towards the floor, towards the block. Breathing in and out. Let's do it again. Lift the head, lift the chest, kneeling position. Place the palms down, fingertips facing to the floor, elbows in, moving the pelvis, the hips, and the arching is happening from the upper spine. And just don't drop the head back. Use your breath gently here. Keep moving the front of the body forward to open the front of the hips, the front of the chest. Take an exhale, slowly move the hips down and relax the arms down by your side, forehead towards the floor, child's pose. And then from here, bring the arms forward. Let's come to tabletop. Move the knees slightly back, flex the elbows lower slowly, the chest, the belly, and let's come to a Sphinx pose. Elbows by your rib cage, I'm sorry, by under your shoulders, forearms and palms are parallel to each other. And we're lifting the chest, and don't drop the head, keep your neck neutral, and activate those muscles on the back. Now, bring the right hand kind of like touching the inner part of your left elbow, and then lift the chest. Use the forearm and the elbow, your right arm to support yourself, the spine up. Now, flex your left knee. And with your left hand, see if you can reach and grab the ankle of your left leg to stretch now the quads and the front of the shoulder. Keep lifting the chest on your Sphinx pose. Guiding the left heel towards your left buttock, so to stretch deeper the left quad. It's just guide gently, and then release the foot down, lower your left elbow down, and then Sphinx pose, lift the chest. Again, activate those muscles, lower back muscles, middle back muscles. Keep lifting the chest, shoulders back and down, then bring the left fingertips towards your right elbow. Use that for support. Flex your right knee and reach with your right hand to hold from the top of your right ankle. Lift the chest. Time to stretch now. The right quad, guiding the right heel closer to your right glute now. Keep lifting the chest. Couple more breath. Release the right foot down. Right hand under right shoulder, left hand under the right shoulder. Press. Lift the chest, bend the knees. Let's counterbalance that back bend. Relax, holding position for a nice while. And just breathe here as you release your lower back. Slowly lift the head and the chest, hands by your knees. Drop the hips to one side and swing the legs as we come all the way to the front of the mat. Have your blanket or your cushion to protect your neck. Let's have here seated on farmer's pose with the knees bent. Rounding a little bit the spine, the upper spine, draw the chin in. Now lift the chest and let's go down slowly towards the floor. Lower the head down, slide your heels under your knees, and let's place first, cross your right leg over to your left thigh, not figure four yet, okay? So your hamstring of your right leg is in touch with the thigh of your left leg. You pick up the left foot off the floor and you reach with both hands to hold from the shin of your left leg as you move the right knee closer to your chest. Hold it here. A little bit stretch in the outside of the right hip. Slowly release the left foot down. Straighten your right leg up to the sky, holding from the back of the ankle of the back of the calf muscle of your right leg. Back to the full breath, please. Flex your left knee, flex your right knee. Place the right foot now, figure four. Right foot on top of your left thigh, holding from the hamstring or the shin of your left leg. Figure four, IT band stretch. Straighten your left leg all the way to the front of the mat, right foot above your left knee. Left hand outside of the right foot, right arm in T position. Exhale, twist to the left as you guide the right knee to the floor. Hold and breathe in the twist. Slowly undo the twist and back through center. Now cross your left leg over to your right leg. Hug your left thigh into the chest and holding from the shin of your right leg with both hands. Time to stretch the outside of your left hip now. Lower the right foot down, extend the left leg up to the sky now, stretching, holding from the back of your calf muscle of the ankle. Now figure four, place the left foot on top of your right thigh, holding from the hamstring or the shin of your right leg. Extend the right leg all the way to the front of the mat, left foot on top of your right thigh, holding, placing your right hand outside your left knee, left arm out in T. We're going to guide the left knee to the right in a twist. From here and do the twist gently, return back through center. Let's come to a full happy baby, feet up, holding from the outside of the feet with the knees opened, kind of parallel to your torso, keeping lower back flat on the mat if you can't. Now slowly bring the knees in, lower the feet down, and let's have the grab the block. So we're going to work on iliopsoas release. So with the feet wide as your hips, the knees bent, we're going to lift the pelvis and the hips in level one. Block should be a level one. The lowest level, we're going to lift the pelvis, slide the block right into sacrum, not your lower back. And then from here, slide both feet to both corners of the mat. Turn the feet out and then arms out in T position. And just again, go back to the deep breath you created at the beginning of the practice and just slow down the breath, concentrating the front of both hips, relaxing the iliopsoas, deep, deep muscles in between and the front of your hips, connecting and touching to the back of your back. Your best to relax your pelvic floor, the front of the hips, outside muscles on the hips, lower back. And slowly bring both feet together, hug the right thigh into your chest, and keep your left leg extended to the front of the mat. Straighten your right leg to the front of the mat. Bend the left knee, bring the left thigh into the chest, hug the left thigh in, and keep your right leg pointing to the front of the mat. With the left knee bent, lower your left foot down, Then flex your right knee, lower the right foot down, both knees are bent. Pick up the pelvis, the hips to lift the bridge and remove the block from underneath you. Slowly lower your lower back down towards the floor and then hug both thighs into the chest to counterbalance again that back bend. And then slowly guide the thighs away from your chest, both hands and both knees, big toes touching, and exhale. Open the hips out. Inhale, both hips in. Some gentle movement there and both hips, guiding the thighs in and away with the breath. And then bring both thighs, knees together, make a circles. Give yourself a massage there in your lower back. Go in one direction first. Going into the other direction. Then lower the feet down, come into gentle bridge to align your spine, lifting the pelvis, the hips. Lower your bridge down slowly towards the floor. Walk the feet wide as a mat, arms out in T and windshield wiper. Moving the head and the legs in opposite direction. Drop the legs to the right, head to the left, and hold it there. And some windshield wiper again. Head, neck, and legs moving from side to side. Legs to one side, head to the opposite side. Take a moment. A little bit more windshield wiper again. Some movement from side to side. Back through center. And then straighten both legs to both corners of the mat. Turn the feet out. Slide the arms somewhere in between hips and shoulders. Pick up the upper spine to align your upper spine. Make sure you have space in between each vertebrae and in between the shoulder blades. Make any adjustment behind your lower back and hips. Just make sure you are comfortable there. Take a deep inhale and sigh out. Close your lips and you are now in your final pose. Welcome to your Shavasana. Return to your regular breathing here. Take the time to connect with your regular practice, breathing practice. Notice your breath, your body, how the body feels. Allow the front line of the body to soften, head to toes. Take a moment to connect with the body to feel where you need to let go a little bit more. Even though today's practice was about stretching and opening muscles, probably you might be holding some tension or tightness somewhere there. And try to connect with that particular area of your body. And do your best to relax and release. Do the same thing with the posterior part of the body, head to all the way down to the sole of the feet. Notice where you might be holding some tightness still. Your neck, upper spine, middle back, lower back, back of the hips, hamstrings. Just notice. Be aware and connect, and doing your best to relax, to soften and release any tension. And taking the time to bring some movement gently back to your body. Moving your head, your neck, your toes, your ankles, your fingers, your wrists. Arms overhead to straighten the spine, to reach through the fingertips, creating space and growing taller. And as you exhale, flex both knees and then slowly roll over to one side. Hold it there like an extension of your Shavasana from fetal position. The head comes last. Slowly, please. Sitting comfortably. Just find your way. If you need to sit in a chair, if you need to sit with support of the spine, elevating the hips perhaps. With the eyes closed. Let's return back to the pattern we created at the beginning of the practice. Perhaps again, going into 2 seconds to take an inhale. And 6 maybe for the exhalation. Just take the time to breathe through that. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. From that pattern we created, now we are going to let go that and just go back to the regular breathing pattern of yours. Watching the breath and watching the mind. Notice now how the mind feels. What is the state of the mind from when we start the practice together until this moment? And if your mind feels at ease, soft, relaxed, controlled, let's try to do our best to keep this feeling of peaceful mind within ourselves a little bit longer after this session is over. In other words, doing our best not to try to jump in onto the next task or the next item in our list of what to do. Give ourselves a little bit more time of calmness until stillness. And guiding the hands close to the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And we all have peaceful, loving, sweet thoughts to keep cultivating in our minds, in our hearts. And we all have peaceful, loving, sweet words to keep offering to everyone. And may our actions always be inspired by love, compassion, peace, and sweetness. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I thank you all very much for being here practicing yoga. Namaskaram. Thank you.